The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning if you're on the West Coast. Welcome to today's Talk to Our Expert series. Today, Jennifer Cox, our Technical Support Manager, is going to talk to us about our new customer service portal, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to kind of delay just for a second or two. I know we had a bit of a kerfluffle with the invitation we sent out, so I'm just going to give it a moment to allow maybe some stragglers to join us, and then we will get started, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get started? Let me just go ahead right here. There we go. So as usual, we're going to make this short and sweet. It will be less than 30 minutes. I am recording the session. It will end up on our YouTube page later today. Please ask your questions in the chat window of the GoToWebinar software. I will try to go look at it periodically to see if there are any questions. And of course, as always, the questions do not need to be related to today's topic. And of course, we always welcome your suggestions for future topics as well, either in the chat window or you can send us an email. So today we want to talk about the MerlinOne Customer Service Portal, and I'm going to introduce, I've already introduced my colleague, but Jennifer Cox, why don't you just say hello?
Hello, everyone.
And so this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what is the new Customer Service Portal, who is it for, how can you use it, and when will you have access to it? And so we will tell all during this little presentation. So Jennifer, why don't I let you take it away, and keep in mind what we're going to do here is we're going to just mention the bullet points quickly to talk about what we're going to talk about, and then we will circle back and we're going to show you some screenshots of the actual customer service portal for those of you that haven't seen it.
Okay, so we had gotten requests from a lot of our customer base that they wanted some sort of customer-facing space where they could submit tickets, where they could track what was going on with their tickets without having to, email us or call us and, just basically interact with the support team more easily. We settled on a system called Team Support. And it does, just like all the bullet points say, it lets you come in and create support requests and track them. We've also set it up so that you can create and track feature requests. If there's something you'd like to see Merlin do that it doesn't currently do, you can put it in as a feature request, and as it wends its way through our product management and our development process, it will get updated periodically if it becomes something that we choose that we are going to add into the product. You're also going to be able to submit in upgrade requests. So when you do one of these Talk with an Expert chats and David tells you all about the great new features in the next rev of Merlin or something else that we're introducing, if it's something you're interested in, you can express your interest that way, and we'll be tracking requests to kind of prioritize who we're going to target our upgrades to. It is very small right now, but we are also going to be building out a knowledge base, manuals, tips, and suggestions for your Merlin, really answers to really common support questions that we get, that sort of thing. It will be all up there and searchable, so that you will be able to sometimes answer your own questions without necessarily needing to send in a support ticket, although we are always happy to hear from you and answer any questions that you have. And then further down the road, if we think that there's desire for it, the tool has the ability for us to set up community forums so that as Merlin users, you'd be able to talk amongst yourselves. And also to integrate chat as a support feature, where instead of having to submit a ticket or pick up the phone and call us, you could just potentially even from within the MX client chat and get a hold of a support person then. It's for all of our customers and users. We have some sites that very much like to control who has access to calling our support team. They want all the requests to go through IT or through a designated support person on site. If that's how you have your thing set up, then absolutely we can set your portal access up so that only that person has access to it. If you want a broader base of your users to be in touch with us, to be able to send us requests, we can add anyone that you would like to add, and your users can also request access to the portal when they feel the need. In addition, I'm thinking it is going to get turned on either later today or tomorrow. Any emails that get sent to either the support@merlinone.com or the hosted support@merlinone.com address are going to get automatically added into the system. And the system is smart enough that even if an email address hasn't been explicitly added as a user, if it recognizes the domain that the email came from, it will be able to correctly associate it with the customer site that the submitter is from. So if it's someone in your organization who's never contacted support before, it will still get correctly associated to your organization, and we will be able to go from there. So that is largely going to be up to you. I've been going through and adding in the people that we have on record as kind of the main contacts, or the people we hear from the most often for each organization in support. And as I've been adding people, I've been sending out emails, letting people know that the site is there and how to access it and how to get your account set up. If you haven't gotten that email from me, I'm doing my very best to get the rest of everyone else added by the end of this week.
So that's something for everyone to be on the lookout for. If you're not already part of the support portal, be on the lookout for an email. And so, Jen, I know you're going to, we're going to talk about this as we go through the slides. So I think we should kind of go through this slide pretty quickly. So
okay, sure. Yeah. Like I said, I've been setting up access for the people that we deal with the most frequently, or that Sarita has talked to recently. You can use any web browser, and it's going to be your email address. And then when you log in for the first time, you'll set up a password. And then to use it, you're going to create tickets through the interface and send them in to us.
That sounds pretty darned easy.
It is. And this is the address for the portal, if you don't already have it. And if I haven't gotten to you and I haven't set you up with access yet and you want to request it right away, if you go to that address, there's a link on the page to create an account, and that will send us a request and let us know that you would like to be set up, and we can do that right away.
So this is probably the only thing that you might want to write down. And of course, you can always call Jennifer or someone on her team at our support number, 617-328-6645. I should have put that on the slide. Most of you have that number already. It's 617-328-6645. Okay, so here we go. We're in the support portal.
Yes, so this will be the login page. Obviously, just put in your email address. Because the system has the capacity for me to email you a password, but I've been finding that a lot of those messages are going to people's spam boxes. So if you if you connect with your email address, or if you click on Forgot My Password, if you're in the system, you just put in your email address, the system will send you a password change request, and then you'll be off and running. And like I mentioned a few minutes ago, if you click on create an account, if you don't have an account yet, that will let you make a request to be added to the system.
Awesome.
And this is what you'll see when you log in. The knowledge base and the ticketing area. The search bar up here will let you search the text of the tickets and knowledge base articles, and it will search both. And when the search results come up, it will delineate the knowledge base articles from the tickets. And obviously, you will only see tickets from your organization when you're searching tickets. You won't see tickets from other companies or organizations on the system. You'll only see your own.
So if my colleague at my organization has submitted a ticket, when I go in here, I will be able to see, and you're probably going to answer that, I can see tickets that I've submitted and tickets that they've submitted as well?
Generally, yes, that is how I am setting things up for the users that we're putting in. That is a configurable setting. So if you have an admin user that you want to be able to see all tickets, we can set it up so they can see all tickets. If you have some users that you only want them to be able to see the tickets they've submitted, we can set that up as well. But as you can see, David is moving his mouse. You've got two options for your own tickets, open and closed, and then 2 options for organization tickets, open and closed, or you can view all the tickets for your organization in the system.
Regardless of their status. That's pretty
good. The search bar that is on the same row as the ticket links does not do a full text search of tickets, but does let you search on status or severity, ticket type, ticket number, basically the fields that you see in front of you. You can also click on the headers, and if you had a longer list of tickets, you would see it will sort for you. So you can do a sort and put all of your urgent tickets to the top, or all of your open tickets to the top, or put them in the date they were created or the most recently modified.
So just to recap, this search area that's on the same line with my tickets is only searching the header kind of information, but this one is doing a full text search.
Yes.
Across all of the data. Okay, cool.
Yes. And then to submit a ticket, you would click on the submit a ticket that's up in the upper right-hand corner. Give your ticket a short title. Set your ticket type. And as I said, we have support ticket, feature request, upgrade request right now. We do have the ability to add additional ticket types, so we may at some point add additional ones. Underneath ticket type is a severity. Right now, again, this is something that may change as we fine-tune the use of the system. Your severity options are normal for requests that are not particularly urgent but that you'd like us to take care of, urgent for things that you need done in a shorter time frame, and then production critical, and that is obviously anything that is impeding your ability to use the system to the point where it's hindering you from doing your work. If people can't log in, if you can't find things when you're searching, if you can't output files, that anything like that should get designated as production critical. We do have the back end of the system does have some automation tools, and I'm currently exploring being able to do things like have production critical tickets automatically go to our pager for our after hours, so that you have another way of getting a hold of our on-call technician if you need to, other than picking up the phone and calling us. I haven't worked all of that out yet, but this tool overall gives us a lot of fantastic tools that are going to allow us to serve you guys better. And then at the bottom, if you can type in your description. And obviously, just like always, the more details you can put in here, the easier of a time we'll have helping you. If you're getting errors, the text of the errors, if the system, just describe what you're seeing, obviously what the nature of your problem is. You can also, down at the bottom, if you have screenshots or you have sample files, if you've got a file that's failing to ingest, you can attach it to your ticket and we'll be able to download it right away and test with it, rather than having to go back and forth with asking you if you can email us samples and all that sort of back and forth that can delay us in assisting you. And then one of the neatest features of the system, and when we were taking our screenshots, my computer wasn't quite set up correctly, is you can click on this button and it will let you record a screen capture. So if your system's behaving really wonky, or if you want us to see what steps you're doing to reproduce something without having to type it all out, you can record a capture of what's going on your screen. And I can tell you that has already helped us a couple of times with problems that were just impossible to describe for the customer. They were able to record a screen capture. We saw what it was doing right away. We were able to show it to our developers right away, and we had their problem fixed super fast. That's one of my favorite features of this, I think.
That one a lot. I think that's awesome.
Once you submit your ticket, you will see the detailed view of it. Your ticket number is right there, the type, the status, which obviously will always be new. And then as it updates, as we go through the system, when we get it, you'll see that it will get assigned to someone. We'll change the status of it depending on what we're doing. And when we respond to you, if you come back to the portal, you'll see our response logged above yours, and it will track the whole conversation. It will also email you out to let you know that a ticket has been modified with the details of the modification and any response that we have. And you will be able to respond directly to those emails and have your response get recorded in your ticket as well. So you won't necessarily have to spend a lot of time in the portal, managing your tickets if you don't want to.
So Jen, pause for a second. I'm going to back up a few slides because someone had a question. We skipped over it, but someone had a question about what is Redmine ID.
Redmine is the system that our development team is currently using to track development projects. So if you're making a feature request, eventually it will get assigned a Redmine ID. And that's mostly just for us so that we can go back and forth between the two systems. It isn't really anything that you need to fill out. And I'm working with the team support team to try to make it so that that's hidden on the ticket support submission page. But right now we can't get it to hide.
So
hopefully eventually it will go away, but otherwise you can ignore it.
So the short answer is that's it's for internal use only right now.
Yes.
And someone else had asked a question, and I'm sorry, I accidentally deleted it. It said something about, I think that you had gone to the URL, and I'm not sure what had happened. So if you could repost that question, I apologize. I accidentally trashed it rather than reading the whole thing. So if you don't mind, that would be awesome. And I'm going to go down through some more slides and get us back to where we were. So I think this is where we're supposed to go next.
Okay. So this is an example of what you would get back from doing a search from that top level search bar. I don't even remember what I searched on to get to this screen, but I had a hit from tickets, and if I wanted to, I can click right on that ticket number and get taken to the ticket. If it had knowledge base results as well, I would see the knowledge base articles underneath it as well. So you could come in and query something like, how do I output to YouTube? And you might find a knowledge base article that describes how to do that. Again, once the knowledge base is more fully populated. You would also see any tickets that related to that you had created for us.
And so the question was from Lori, and thank you for reposting that. It said that she tried the URL and got a message that my organization is not found. So that probably tells me that you're not in the system yet, and Jen and I will make a note of that, and we'll get in touch because it should happen this week. I think Jen is almost done getting all of our customers added to the system, and Lori, clearly you're one that's not quite in there yet. So we'll take care of it. We'll take a look at that. Okay, next slide.
Okay, and this is a view of what the knowledge base will eventually look like. It will be sorted out by product, and you'll, again, this is just the baby start of it. We'll sort it out by kind of category and then by product. And if you click on either of these titles, restoring a locked out user or restoring accidentally deleted files, you would get an article that explains to you what you would need to do to solve your problem. So that's actually a really common support question that we get. People accidentally deleted something and they want to get it back. Because we have a trash can feature, you have several days that you can recover deleted objects, and this walks you through the steps of how to do that in the MX client.
Okay, so I think we kind of covered everything. Does anybody have any questions about what we've shown you today? I'm going to go back and look at the questions. I don't see anything else in either the question area or the chat area. So thank you for joining us today. We're excited to show this to you. We're excited that we're able to offer this to all of you. We think this will even improve our communication with you even more. Again, please let us know if you've got questions or topics that you'd like to have us discuss on our chats. And Jennifer, a special thank you for helping me put together this month's chat. Thanks, everybody. See you next month.
Thank you, everybody.